Attention! The following message is based purely on opinion. If you have a disagreement, criticism, or complaint you would like to share, please place them in the comment box so that you may be ignored by the proper authorities. Thank you, and have a nice day. What's up, my muffins of Chaldea, and welcome to the tier list that we all love to hate, Skill and Ascension mats. Here, because of hunting quests going on, I thought I'd take the time to review every single one of these skill mats that are in the game currently. I'm going to be reviewing specifically the ones that are available on NA, so I'm not going to be doing these bottom 7 right here. And we're just going to be ranking them with the bottom tier going to be, they're not bad, got easy breezy, got plenty of those mats in the back, versus to the very top, I hate this mat, this is the bane of my existence. By the way, when the materials in terms of how many servants need them, that is inclusive of both ascension and skill, so not just how many of them would need skills. Just because I think it's important to keep track of, because all those servants that still need them for ascension, even though the amount is much less, it still is going to add up. Anyway, without further ado, let's get to rating. So first up, we've got lamps right here. The lamps need about 37 servants that require lamps for either ascension or skill, with the most amount being 45. Now, I don't know about you, but lamps never really been a problem. There's not too many servants I care to level up that require lamps, so I'm going to put them at pretty easy breezy. I've always got lamps. I've got lamps to spare. If anything, they were a bit difficult when they first came out, but these days they're got plenty to spare. Next up, we've got night metals. Oh, now this was the bane of my existence when it first came out. Right now, metals stand at 24 servants in the game and require them. By the way, the servants that require them is inclusive of JP, so this is also going for the future. And the most amount you would ever need for a servant is 120, and I believe that's about 2 servants. Like I said, in the very early game, when Camelot came out, this thing was awful. Every one of those knights needed it. But these days, I feel like we've gotten a lot of raids that would give them. They've been in part of skill lotteries or lotto shops, so I'm going to put them as I have a few spares these days. Next up, we've got Scarabs. Scarabs, there are 48 servants that require Scarabs, and the most amount you would ever need are 45. Again, I'm going to put this kind of as easy breezy. I feel like a lot of the gold mats in general, not all of them, but a lot of them, just, yeah, you get a lot of spares. Every shop, I feel like, always has 3 gold mats that you just really don't need. And I feel like they just kind of are building up. I feel like I have 200 of these in my Chaldea right now, and they're just sitting, not being used at all. Next up, we've got seashells. Ah, yes, the summer servant requirement. Right now, there are 57 servants that need these in the game, with an average a lot of those higher ones, and the highest amount you would need is 72. That's going to be kind of a basis for a lot of the silver mats, I feel like, I've noticed. So 72. I'm going to say this one really depends on who you are. I'm not the biggest fan of a lot of the swimsuit servants and the summer servants, so for me, I have a ton of spare of these. So I would say not bad at all. So in my opinion, I'm just going to go here. I do know, though, for the people that do love the swimsuit servants and they want to level all of them up, this would probably be in the oh no, who do I choose, or the I hate this map. But for me personally, I'm going to put this at the not bad at all. Next up, we've got stakes. There are a grand total of 23 servants that require stakes, and the highest amount you would ever need is 216. I think everyone knows how infamous this one is for FGO when she first came out. She's the one that needs 216. I think there was only one other servant that needed that much, but for the most part, because there's so few servants that actually need them, I'm definitely not going to put this in I hate this. It's very frustrating because of how many you would need, but I would say this is probably, these days, I would say I have a few spares. It's still not going to be better than that, because I feel like every servant that I end up wanting to use these for needs a lot, but there aren't that many. So I'm going to put this in, I have a few spares. Next up, we've got gunpowder. Gunpowder there are only 19 servants that require gunpowder, but this is one of those bronze mats that some of those servants would require 216 of these. Again, a lot of the bronze mats, I don't know what they're thinking. They do not balance the amount that you need. They act like they give these out like candy, and sometimes they do in lotto events, but I'm going to making this list off of the basis that I am not farming every single lotto shop to its absolute maximum. I'm not going to be getting 100 clears every time it comes out, and even the ones that I do doesn't necessarily mean I'm going to have that bronze mat specifically. So I'm going to definitely put this into oh no, who do I choose? Just because there are a lot of servants that I do want to level up like this. Again, this includes Anastasia, Napoleon, Adelante Altar, so definitely going to go this into who do I choose. Next, we have Aurora Steels. There are 23 servants that need this material, and the maximum amount you would need is, again, 72. I'm a bit iffy on this one. I feel like it was definitely a struggle, again, when it first was required. I believe this was needed by Scotty a big, or I'm mixing up with Ice. I would say this is definitely a who do I choose though, because I definitely don't have spares of these. But I'll always have enough for one servant at a time. So, gonna go right here. Next, we've got these ice blocks. Can't remember their full name, but we're gonna go with ice. There are only 18 servants that need this, so not bad at all. But again, silver mat's going to be at 72, the most you would need for any one servant. I kind of just feel like this is on the same level as Aurora Steel. It's still a somewhat new material that came out with the Lost Belt, so I'm not swimming in them, but I'm also not really concerned about having to level one servant at a time. But if I wanted to level up like 3 servants after a single event, then this would definitely be problematic. So I'm going to go into the who do I choose. Next, we've got Giant's Rings. There are 21 servants that need them, and again, silver is going to be 72 you would need. I'm going to put this again, for me, kind of, I don't think there are that many servants that I would require the Giant Rings, so I'm going to put this one in. I have a few spares. I definitely am sitting on some spares right now. I do know there are going to be servants in the future that are going to need them that I want, but like I said, I think by that point I'll get more anyway. Next up, we have reactor cores. This is one of the, again, newer gold materials that came out with the Lost Belts. There are 24 servants that require this, and the most you would need are 53, which is an odd number for a gold mat. So, but again, just because there's so few of them that actually need this material, I'm going to put this one at the not bad at all. I feel like I barely use these. And just going forward, I feel like they're not going to be that difficult to get from events. Next, Soundless Bells. I hate these things, which is ironic because there's only 19 servants that actually need Soundless Bells, but I feel like I'm trying to level up every single one of them. And then you have servants like Lee that require 89 of these things in total. So I'm definitely going to put this into the who do I choose, just because I've got them, but I feel like every time I get enough to level up, I immediately use them, and they're never being saved up. Next, we have mirrors. There are 20 servants that require these bad boys, and at most you would need 45. That's going to be also a kind of a standard number for a lot of the gold mats, I feel like. This is not going to be bad at all. I'm going to put this as easy breezy. I feel like I'm just sitting on these there. Or I'm either sitting on them, or I'm not trying to level up any servants that need them yet. So, not even worrying about that. Next, we have these stars. These, again, this is one of the more recent materials. There are only 17 servants that require this material as of now. Again, this is up until JP, including JP, I should say. And the most you would need is 55. I think that was for one of the foreigners. Other than that, I feel like on average they were back in the 40 to 30 range. As of right now, it's definitely not easy. It's definitely easy breezy, just because I don't think I'm using this for any servants that are out right now. But in the future, that might change. But I'm gonna put easy breezy for now. Next, we're gonna go into arrowheads. Arrowheads. There are 16 servants that require this material, and again, at silver, it's gonna be the 72 you would need at most. Again, this is gonna be one of those. I feel like I use all of them at once, then I just don't really have spares, so I'm going to put this into the who do I choose. I feel like it's going to be very common for a lot of the silver tier materials. Next, we have Divine Wine. Divine Wine is immediately easy breezy. No. I'm going to put that in not bad at all. I lied. Just because I feel like this is, again, I don't have that many saved up, but if I ever wanted to just be like, I feel like leveling up the servant, they happen to have it, I wouldn't stress about it. I could definitely use it, and then I can probably still have enough for another servant in the future. But